Another RYZE Rewind Fast Forward. I'm Cory McCartney, joined by Dan McDonald. Dan, it's good to see you again.
Yeah, good to see you too, Cory.
Now, Dan, as always, we open this up by looking back, and some big-time scoring outbursts came in bunches this past week. Run down some guys who made some noise of 40-point performances.
Yeah, so I think we have to start with Zocko Littleton over at Osborne, who's having a good year, but, man, Saturday afternoon he caught fire and went for 45 points against Sprayberry, which I haven't seen any point totals higher than that around the state this year. So, and it's no surprise. Zocko's been one of the best shooters in the state for years. So when he catches fire, I mean, as a defense, there's just not much you can do. So he had a great game. And then last Tuesday, Shamar for Windsor Forest had a 40-point game and actually did it again, hitting 10 threes. So down in South Georgia, he's making a little bit of noise. He played in some of our tournaments last summer and kind of known as a really, really talented scorer. And to finish it off, Kolker last Tuesday night didn't quite get to 40 points, but had 39 points, 9 assists, and 8 rebounds for Pope, and just a really, really good game. And the thing about Will's known as like the other guys know more as scorers. He's actually known more for his passing, and he's terrific there. But for him to go for 39 points is pretty impressive. So, yeah, those were three of the really big standout performances in the last week.
We've also talked a lot about, as we fast forward, Norcross and Berkmar. These are some teams making some noise in Class 7A. How big is this showdown of theirs going to be tonight?
Yeah, so Norcross and Berkmar over the years have just gone back and forth. It seems like they've probably battled for region titles. And I know regions have changed. They haven't always been the same region, but there's some really, really good matchups in this one. We got Malik Ewan inside going against Kokiat, who is signed with DePaul, top 100 player by some services. And then in the backcourt, it's Jamil Rida, who Carter's talked about in this podcast, had a really good year. And Norcross has London Johnson and unsigned senior Jaden Harris. So there's a bunch of really, really good players in this game and teams that know each other well, coaches that know each other well. Greg Phillips at Berkmar used to work for Jesse McMillan. So just a lot of really good storylines in this one. I'm sure it will be a really, really good game on Tuesday night. Is
this one more for bragging rights in your mind, or is this about positioning who's going to be that real power in that class?
Yeah, well, it's a little bit of both. I mean, like obviously like these guys kind of in the same neighborhood a little bit, but out there in the same region again, like this is kind of a positioning for the region play going forward and seeding, because I think some of this I'm not sure about their region, but some of these regions in the state aren't doing region tournaments this year. So where you finish in your regular season standings is how you go into the state tournament. So yeah, I mean it's a big game for sure.
And making a big game even bigger. As a reminder, you can get everything high school hoops at ryze.com, and also be sure you're giving them a follow on Instagram and Twitter at RYZE Hoops. Dan, thanks as always, and we'll do it again next week.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Cory.